Happy Easter weekend, everyone. I feel like it's been a while since I've been on the old Twitch stream, but tonight I'll be working in AnimVR and Medium. Well, actually, I already sculpted something in Medium. It's like a cooking show, right? I already got things sort of ready for you there. But let's jump right into it. I'm going to get rid of the Spotify screen, but we have ourselves... So this is pretty fun. I'll stand up for this one. This is pretty fun because this, well, fun for me because this is the experimental build, the newest experimental build from the fine folks at AnimVR. And I think I've said this before, but they are a team of two, and they're really pulling off the best stuff. So as I said earlier, this is, and if you're curious what's playing in the background, is Philip Glass, one of my all-time favorites, composers. Let's actually... Hello. Whoops. No, I know what I'm trying to do. Not that, not that. There we go. No, I didn't want that either. Hopefully that's not too loud. Anyways. So yeah, as I said earlier, baked part of the cake. In fact, I've baked a lot of the cake so far. It's little Coral Boy, and I brought him in from Medium. He was a lot of fun to sculpt. So he was brought in with all his vertex colors. He's already pre-painted. But if you take a look at my... and let me show you one thing that I really like about the new build. As soon as I turn my wrist around, it shows me a preview, right? What they call the play blaster. But what's really cool is that you can also see what it would look like in stereo. Now, to your naked eye, you won't see the difference between what I just did there, or maybe you will. Actually, I'm not sure because I know that there was something done with an anaglyph, so I can change the focus distance. It's about right eye distance, and then actually play through how it goes. So that's another new thing that you're seeing, is that there is now a fade that I can put over from layer to layer, like a crossfade, essentially, like you would have in an actual, you know, Premiere or Final Cut. I think that's a very cool addition. See these little guys right here? So they have their own little... So if I go from camera 1 to camera 2, let me put them on the same... Oh, that's weird. There should not be so many there shouldn't be a duplicate of camera 1. There might be still some slight little bugs happening here and there. Okay, there's a clone up there too. Huh. Interesting. Anyways, the actual integrity of the file itself is still good in terms of, you know, all the characters that I want. So the layer that I'm on is showing you the onion skin for the big guy over here, who I'm calling Elviki, based on a manta ray that I met in on the big island of Kona. Real magical experience. I was experiencing, I have been experiencing, oh, this is a good song to talk about this. I've kind of been experiencing some level of chronic pain throughout the past month. And you know, I don't really want to get into the ins and outs of it. It's very boring hearing about someone else's chronic pains. Well, maybe not the word is boring, but it's laborious. And it created a lot of empathy for me and for people in my life who go through pain like this all the time. And you know, I'm really experiencing the tip of the iceberg. You know, it's nerve pain. So, but I felt this piece kind of turned into kind of a little statement on that, like how I wish to sort of heal myself, or for others to sort of envision healing themselves. If it takes a beautiful, peaceful manta ray, you know, doing its thing, may it be so, right? Envisioning that kind of feedback cycle. So tonight, I think what I'm going to do is I might add a little bit more, so you can kind of see what I've already done. You know, there's a lot of action happening over around the ridges. I wanted this sort of like continuous movement of like energy flowing through the whole body. But that feels, you know, kind of ancient in a way. And this yellow fish, I'm just gonna, big shout out to Joe Daniels, who's, you know, who's a fantastic character animator and has really been partnering with the AnimVR team to, you know, big up what they do so well. And he's made a fantastic like Michael Jackson Thriller video that he's been working on for some time now, but it really like blows everything away just in terms of what a polished product could really look like if given the time. This, of course, is not as polished, but I always treat these things as my joyful experiments in the end. So, you know, I'm combining painting, I'm combining sculpture and animation all in one go. So today, I think I may kind of play around with doing a little bit more with fading, since that's a nice new feature and experimental build. In fact, you might even see the fading happening as it goes. There it is. I kind of wanted this sort of like phosphorant thing happening, so I just did it with paint strokes essentially. But you can see what this would have looked like without. So if I take the glow away, if I take the makeup away, what else would I take off? I think that's about right. Yeah, there is a difference here. Oh, to finish off my thought, the fish is a direct homage to a yellow fish that is essentially trying to swim away from a large shark, and it's a great splash screen animation. In fact, I can show it to you. Why am I just here talking about it when I could show it to you? It's loaded in. Oops, actually, no, this is one of the experimental build things. And you'll notice that there are a lot of new options under here. So now instead of just being able to render out video, I love how twisty this is, by the way. Just the render preview, what I would call a render preview, there's all these other different ways of having it exported. Offline rendering. So as you can see up there, there's a whole bunch of options. There's still the great story export. I have not tried geometry export. That's brand new to me. I'll probably find out about that soon. Splash screen. Yeah, let me show you. Now his fish is infinitely better than mine and looks more solid, but you know, again, I am these are like the equivalent of gestural sketches for me. I mean, mind you, they take a lot longer than that, especially with the nerve pain I've been having. But right now I feel good. And so I'm going to take advantage of that time and try to finish this off as best I can. This is kind of a bigger, I think this is a bigger file. So, ooh, hello. See? Yellowfish. It's a great piece. Isn't that great? Sorry if that went really loud really quick. So yeah, look how beautiful that is just up close. It's got a good amount of strokes on it. I think his secret really is to get really nice layered strokes in there. I did not have the patience for that, so more power to him. It's great that he has such a steady hand. You know, working in VR kind of actually makes you very appreciative, like surgeons' hands, right? Because it's so. Sometimes it takes a lot of like. I can see why they have assisted strokes in some of these programs, because it isn't that easy to get a very steady curve. You know, like a good old Bezier pen curve. In fact, I have not seen. Maybe the closest to that, I bet you Gravity Sketch does that. It's one other program I have yet to really touch. Anyways, we're back. Let's get to business. I'm going to open up. So this is my little version, right? He's a sleepier, safer version. I wanted to give him a happy ending. That was the whole point of that. I wanted to give everybody just an oasis. I haven't seen my I was going to say, what was I going to say? I was going to say, I haven't seen Ready Creator 1 yet. Ready Player 1. Sorry, I'm naming my own little feed. Ready Player 1. And there's this whole notion about the Oasis, which is, you know, like the MySpace for VR, except decentralized and probably much cooler. I want to do something in the middle here, almost like a rift opening up inside the body, probably mimicking some of the colors that you already see on the external body itself, but like a light emanating from here. Don't ask me why. Oh, no, you can't ask me why. And that's just to say that I get inspired throughout the day, which is a blessing for me. You know, I don't think I ever have. What was that paint layer for? Oh, right, of course. This is for... Right? Where are you? Oh, I'm moving the play. There we go. Sorry, I need to see where that's coming in. That should be the glow. Oh, Kevin. There we go. So I can add to that layer if I want to, obviously. But at the same time, already as it is, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So I should be a little judicious. At one point I was thinking about, should I add some like magic mushrooms down here that are glowing? I don't know if it needs all that, to be honest. I even had a little bit of I've been experimenting in the background with geometry, just moving geometry around. So another thing that's come up is the new move tool is fantastic. So let me go back. Where is it? Oh, Vicky's there. Great, great, great. Where is that layer with the back? Oh, I know where it is. It's plants. I really should just rename this as background, or sorry, environment. Ooh, that feels really loud. Okay, so that's the environment. Let me go back to the beginning, just to show you kind of, and it's really great on figures too. Like if I've already drawn that fish, which I did natively in here, what I did was essentially use the move tool just for slight movements, and I use the move tool also for the manta rays as well. I think I could have done a lot better of a job in terms of sort of the body mechanics, especially the animation of the tail. And I'm not even animating on 12s, I'm animating on 8. This is really just because I want to get this out the door, so to speak. And you see what I'm doing here with sort of this like light, almost like oceanic light coming down through. I want to do that again as they do at the pass on this side. And you can tell that the black manta ray, Vicky Jr., is being affected by the coral boy as well. So I want that to happen as here. Maybe I'll do more yellow on her over here. Manta rays apparently on the night tour that we went on tend to be females, which is really interesting. I forgot why that fun fact is true. But they're beautiful, beautiful creatures. I think as time goes on, I really do, like octopuses are really, cephalopods are really fascinating to me as well for their, I don't know, aquatic life is becoming more and more. Okay, good. Sorry, I feel like I'm procrastinating. I'm just kind of overlooking the whole scene, what I really need to do here. Yeah, so eventually I was saying the environment, I can, the new move tool can really pull things out now, like depending on, so this, see this is like the internal radius and the outer radius. I just think that's, and it feels really good. So if I pull out other things, for instance, that, so you can see, I mean, it spindles things in really interesting ways, but I feel like if I really knew how to lay the right strokes down, because you can see this is a little of a hodgepodge, but it could render some really interesting effects. And if you imagine animating this at the same time, what that would be like, you know? Which I might do if I have the patience to do one more pass on this. I would probably play a little bit with that, you know? So I've already, as you can see, I've deformed the... And it's very abstract. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. Might get rid of that little plant over there. And yes, I am officially procrastinating now. So let's get working on that little rift in the middle. This is a glow. This is a glow. Yeah. In fact, you know what? Let's finish this part off before I get onto that. So I'm going to... by the way, there's also this new thing called the skybox. So I think it's at the bottom. Where did I put it? Huh. Where is the skybox? That's not it. It's almost like it's hidden. It's weird. Anyways, the skybox allows you to... Oh, no, that's not it either. The skybox allows you to change the color of the sky, just like it sounds. So that's why I went from black to purple very quickly in the beginning. But that's a new feature, but I don't see... Unless... Yeah, I don't see that layer. How funny. It's here though, somewhere. You know what? It could have been filtered out. Let's see here. No, there's no more filters. Or is there? New skybox. See, there's even a thing for a new skybox. Let's take a look at that now. I don't want it. I don't want it. Anyways, let's keep on moving. As I promised, I am going to work with the glow. I just think it's a really beautiful touch if I can get that look throughout. There we go. Kind of put it down at a low. And I'm using a textured brush of my own design. Let's make sure that that glow layer continues. No, not the glow layer. What am I talking about? I want the wait, hold up. Yeah, okay, right on. Let's make some more layers. Yep, that should be enough. Oh, not the right brush, guys. Not the right brush. There we go. And I'm gonna probably play with this. So I want the movement to really mimic the character. Kind of like the effect it makes as it sort of intersects the model, but I don't want it to be so jarring that it sort of breaks that wall too much, you know? Just enough, just like I'm basting it. Okay, good. Oh, that's interesting. It kept that. Oh, I chose the wrong kind of, here, I know what I need to do. Let's cut that, let's cut it. Still have not learned my hotkeys as much as I should. The last one, yeah, 10. Okay. This should be right. It's really only a few frames we're talking about. I mean, that was another reason why I went with as few frames as I did. Let's do it there. There we go. Oh. Sometimes my cursor intersects with the menu. Weirdly, this music goes very well with what I'm doing. I'm going to go through a pass of doing that first, by the way, of just the blue base, and then come back through the white, just so you understand the... just so I don't break. Oh, I like the way it's interacting with that magenta. Magenta. Oh, that's really nice. I've never actually painted on top of one of the models before. I think it's but like I just said, when done a little bit more subtlety, I think it can translate beautifully. If I do say so myself. I think I actually know this piece. So he's getting love, everyone's getting some love. Maybe, you know what, to be cheeky, let's make a little... There is, I mean, to get back into the... to other programs as well, Masterpiece VR, my limited exposure to it, there is a brush in there, a water brush that's really beautiful, and this feels a little bit like it, weirdly enough. It doesn't have the refraction that you would with that brush, but yeah, I hope this works. I'm not sure how well that really reads. You know what though, I kind of like the fact that there's like a tether that's still attached. Very faint though, right? I don't want it to be too obvious. Whip it good. It just makes me think everything comes back to Akira, right? You know what I mean? Like everything comes back to the motorcycles, which, by the way, I am very, very keen to see in Ready Player One, because there is an Akira bike in there. But if you've seen Akira, you know what I mean. It's that landmark classic scene of seeing motorcycles with the streaks, light streaks going behind them, almost like a Tron effect, like a light cycle Tron effect. I'm having a lot of, I don't know if it really looks that good, to be honest, to be doing this, but I like the physical act of doing this very much. Let me move this aside. Hey, oh, I think I've run out of ground. It's okay. Let's see how that looks. Come back around. It's a little bit over the joint there, but oh, funny, it's only doing that one pass. Let's make sure that's infinite. Oh, I wonder if it'll catch up, because I might not be synced. I know this really could benefit from a lot more frames because it is choppy. Well, you know what? If people dig this enough, I might go in for a second pass. But you get the idea. Anyways, let's continue with the glow with with Elviki Senior. Ah, interesting. It really isn't. Let me make sure that this is coming out both ends. Let's see how it runs now. And remember, I can change these strokes after the fact, right? Oh, interesting. It will only do it on that first pass. Almost got like phoenix wings at the end there. Okay, let's give, and as I said, actually no, I need to do a second pass, but specifically with Elviki Jr. because there's still this. Let's give this a higher opacity as I did earlier. Oh god, what did I do? What layer is that? Oh boy. Wait. She liked those strokes. Let me get those strokes off of it. Uh-huh. I'm in the wrong bloody layer. Yep, I'm in the wrong layer. What layer is that? That's the that must be the fade layer. Whoops. Yeah, it is. Okay, let's take that. Oh, no, 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 no. I do not want to paste that. I want to cut it. Okay. Let's go back up to glow. No. Yep, glow. There we go. Sorry, everyone. That was a little messy. Let's get up and close and personal here. See, like, that curve really needs to follow through, so I don't know if I had onion skinning on that. I do. It's funny, I can't see the last few strokes. And this soundtrack could not be more Philip Glass right now, which I love. I've always been convinced that he must have studied some sort of Buddhism or Tibetan. Something about his work is very has that mantra like element to it, you know? I like that I can layer it behind. That's great. Let's do it with that one as well. So you see what I mean? I had to be just sensitive enough that I can get right beneath the stroke. So that's spatial, you know. One of the things about VR is I wonder how much better we get with, or worse actually, with real life depth perception. Because I am staring through a little screen, right? I mean, I'm staring at two little screens, and they're only a few inches from my face, if not even an inch. So hard to say. Yeah, I don't know what science will show in time. Let's get that around. No. It's good. There we go. What do you say we give that a few more to that? Oh, there are the onions and skinning. That technically is the beginning, so let's try that. Wow, it's so fast. Go, 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 Speed Racer. Go! Beautiful. Whee! Okay. All right. Alviki Senior it is. And if I have time, I'll work on that little rift in the middle. Keep on talking about that rift. I gotta make it happen. Let's go back. Still have the same brush. Yeah, it's kind of where we started, right? It's kind of too thick and too opaque. That's okay. Beautiful. And I really want to be sensitive to the contours, obviously. Oh, I am using a different brush. No wonder it looks so different to me. Let's go back. Let's go back. I've had a feeling something fell off. Yeah, there we go. There we go, custom brush. There we go. Keep going. Around the curve we go. It's funny, it doesn't really show. This one doesn't onion skin for some reason. Huh. Odd. So this music makes me want to slow down a little bit. So the first film I ever saw with a Philip Glass soundtrack, as far as I am conscious that I saw, was Koyaanisqatsi. And if you've never seen the trilogy of, oh gosh, I don't know how you describe them. They're like an auteur's version, auteur director's version of like a world global music video. Why am I doing that? And there's nothing like it. Baraka is another good example because I think some of the same people worked on that. If you've ever seen Baraka, which you probably had in college, more than likely baked, although I somehow liked it regardless. It's a real experience, especially the first time you watch it. Highly recommend Baraka, highly recommend Koyaanisqatsi, and I think it's Poikwatsi and then Noi Kwatsi. It's their Hopi words having to do with life out of balance. I think that's what Koyaanisqatsi means, is life out of balance. These are getting a little janky. I'm gonna kind of leave them for now. Ooh, why is the color so different? Hold up. I don't like that. No. These colors, it's actually picking up the Coral Boys colors. Anyways, I got too hung up on that. Such a fleeting effect, but still, Still want to settle a little bit. Round the bend, round the bend. Oh, we're going around here. Why don't we pick up a different color? And then it'll go around. Yeah, the color does shift pretty abruptly there. That's weird. Okay, you know what? I wonder if I can get these. No, they're not picking up those colors. Let's see what happens when I go back to life. Back to, oh, there it is. Back to reality. Ah, here's what we can do. There we recolor. That's what we do, people. See? Everything's good. By the way, I saw this really fun Oculus medium as I'm looking at Coral Boy. Oculus did it for the first time. Basically, a sculpting challenge battle between two really great artists, and it was really fun to watch. You know, each of them had prompts that they did not know that they would get, and it turned out to be really great. Like the kind of characters they came up with, and I was thinking to myself, "Oh, I would love to do that." Hey, I think I've just gotten proficient enough in Medium, and especially being the first program I really kind of fell in love with in VR, creation tool wise. I've gotten proficient enough to be able to make very functional, you know, objects. Well, you know, all relative how functional you think they are, but relatively quickly. And I would think 15 minutes. That's just the right amount of time to do something really fun, especially if you don't know what it is. Like some of the challenges were, how about just use stamps, you know, versus all the other, the primitives, I guess, the basic set that you get. Make, you know, something from the future, but that looks organic. It made me wonder who came up with some of the ideas. But it was fun because they can't see each other's work as they're doing it. And in the same room. I figured maybe the way we could do it, a couple of friends and I could do it who are comfortable in Medium. And if you're watching this, you let me know if you are. Is to do a multiplayer in Medium, which allows for 2 people to play at the same time. You know what I should be doing? Is saving. And I haven't saved it once. Beautiful. Oh, you've had that mirroring display up the whole time. Sorry if that's been No, don't close. I shouldn't muddle with this while it's saving. I know it looks frozen to you. It's just a big enough file. There we go. Let's dismiss that, and let's do that. I just want to see where we are with time right now. Okay. 40 minutes. Let's see what we can do in 20. Speaking of challenges, right? So what have we done today? We got ourselves some glow. And let me do this. Let me just see what it feels like in here. Oh, that's weird. It doesn't show the... Uh-oh, what happened to the glow layer? Oh, okay, it's there. Comes into this first pass. Whee. Oh, it happened so quickly. I think that's kind of why I want that rift in the middle, to sort of really emphasize that there's sort of this feedback cycle. happening between the manta rays and Coral Boy himself. Because, you know, healing should go both ways. When it can. Do you think... I wonder if Elvicky Sr., this is my laziness speaking now, really needs a tail like the little one. I feel like not. You know why? Because the little one should really be showing off a bit, and I think... Yeah, let's do that. Okay. What did we want to do next? Rift. Interesting. Huh. That layer doesn't... Oh no, I should have done it this way. That's right. Because the glow layer... No, that's absolutely right. Let's leave that where it is. And where's that glow? Where's my... Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm also trying to think of another view here that's because I'm really essentially taking two camera angles of essentially the same thing that's happening. It's just two different angles. I'm trying to think of another angle that's kind of wanted to start off with this, and that really should go longer, you know that? Let's start lengthening this out a bit. So you're kind of just watching me. Oh, that's so great. It's so beautiful. So this is really only my second time working on the experimental build, so I'm kind of seeing it along with you guys. I see lengthening certain sequences helps or hurts. Wait. Maybe a view here? Because I kind of want to, or maybe from the bottom. How about that? Yeah. One more view. It's not to be very sensitive to lighting. If you noticed, there is a light somewhere in the distance there. And I want to make sure it's relatively consistent throughout. So there we go. Yeah, that's too. Okay. I'm glad that I lengthened it out a bit. I think that does work a bit better for it. Okay, let me getting confused as to what this was. This is in fact the I should rename this fade. Fade. Because it's the only layer that does that. I almost wanted it to be a bit like phosphorescent in a way, you know. I'm actually looking at this when I see it, but there are other things that are glowing. The eyes, that's what it was. The eyes, the horns. Yeah, kind of the horn heads. The coral hair. Yeah, that's good. Come on, you paint layer. Hello. Oh, I wonder if there's a limit I'm reaching here. Hold up. Oh, interesting. Wow, I can't do any more layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That might be... Huh. How interesting. Wow. You know what we'll do in the meantime? Let's create that third camera. Or, no, shoot. I don't know if I can do it now that I'm... Hold up. What did that do? No. No, that did not make a... Okay, so we have a master limit of 10. Interesting. Okay, what could I combine together? I could combine... Because that's what this is forcing me to do. I'm going to combine... I'm going to combine the makeup with the environment. Let's do that. How'd that turn out? Yeah, that should be okay. Good. Let's save one more time, and then there we go. I get one more layer to do everything I want. Save. I have crashed a few times in this new build, and you know, I think that's very normal. At the time I was playing with geometry, you know, with the move tool. So I think I either kind of broke it in the process, but thankfully it recovers and it's everything looks good. Every once in a while I've seen the cameras and the camera layers have duplicated, but that was only the once. Here we go. All right, we're back. Let's name this rift right here. You know what I was looking at when I was reason why that came up for me is that I was looking at a book about Frida Kahlo today. Beautiful, beautiful book. And it talks about her accident when she was a kid, you know, like in the bus. And it was really just beautiful. No, I mean, not what happened to her, but not so much that. I should really careful with my words here. It's not beautiful to go through that kind of trauma, obviously, especially as a young person or any age. What am I trying to say is that I'm kind of getting mesmerized by this effect. Yeah, that's roughly what I want, by the way. But there's this whole sequence in there about how she feels reborn from her old body, the body that was traumatized, and no, actually the pre-traumatized body and the new body that is like relearning everything because she has to go through so much immense pains. And I thought it was really beautiful. Just actually the way it was. So I'm not explaining this well. And I need to find out the name of the book too. But it's almost like an adult picture book essentially, because it's these beautiful words along with illustrations, like full-on painted illustrations of Frida. And I thought it was just gorgeous the way they depicted her rebirth. It was almost like the Frida that we know now was coming out of the inside of her old self, you know. Body is literally like, it sounds much more gory than it is, but it really is this sort of magical realist, you know, look. I'm sorry that I don't know the name of the book off the top of my head. This lightning brush is really gorgeous, actually. I don't ever give it enough. I don't give it enough love. So let's give this a bit of an underlayer. Maybe, wonder if, there we go. Oh, that was weird. So I've got to hold steady here a little bit. Too dark. Still too dark. Just want a hint of shadow there. Just a hint. Yeah. So it feels a little bit more like an opening. Then we really want to go full white. Probably again with a lightning brush. Oh. And so I'm going to use that as the base. And maybe one more color that's kind of... Don't know if that is a little too stark. You know what I can do? I can have that run through it when the colors are running through. So again, I can probably collapse this with one of the other layers. In fact, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I do like it as an opening, as the feeling of an opening. And then use one of the animation layers to draw little particles coming out. Sorry, getting a little lost there. A little lost in my thoughts. I might get rid of this little plant guy right here, by the way. The more I can sort of, let's see how you look all the way back from here. Looks all right. So what we're going to do now, what the hell? What is this? Why is there a new camera up? Huh, that's really weird. Okay, anyways, you might be... Wow, it doesn't want to merge down. That's really interesting. It doesn't even want to move. Okay, let's go up then. Oh, that's interesting. There are two of these happening. Huh. Okay, let's save this again, and then I'm going to go out and come back in, because I think I'm starting to break it a little bit. But you see what I'm going for. Even if I don't get through the whole shebang tonight, you see what I'm going for. Just me drinking water there. Okay. I'll come back as soon as I see the screen moving. There we go. I think that's it. Yep. Let us... Wait a second. Yeah, that's still saying two different. You know, it'd be a crime if I did not play Conan Scotsy before this ends, especially as much as I talked about it earlier. Oh, looks like we're back. Hold up. I promise not to leave the LimeWire, the Spotify playlist up, but let's find... Okay, now Kakwatsu's there. Yeah, there it is. There we go. The infamous song. I love this song. Alright, I'm going to turn it up even. Almost at the hour mark, so let's get back into it. There we go. doing over there? Yep, good. Rift is still there. Environment's still good. Before I do anything else, let us play a little bit with that. Obviously totally arbitrary what I'm doing here, but good. Whoa, 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 what is all this? Okay, that's from the last time when... Let's get rid of all this. You know what, I better look at this side by side. So, I think because it's an experimental build, there's going to be stuff like this cropping up. But there's a camera 3, there's a camera 4 now. You can see all the things I was trying to do earlier. Let's get rid of this camera. Interesting. Wow, this is a little bit broken right now. So much so, I don't know how I'm gonna get. Let me look at something. Oh yeah, that's not good. There's not even supposed to be a camera 3. Alright, well, you know what? Time for me to quit out altogether. But hopefully this will be in better